Hey everybody, Tim Anderson here, aka Renvale, and welcome to the latest episode of Monday Musings, the show where I talk about games, books, shows, life, what Chris and I are up to, all the things going on in our world. This is sort of my open blog slash vlog space. It's related to lots of different things. So if you're new here and you've never seen one of these episodes, you might be going, "What is this? This isn't the type of content that I'm used to seeing." Or I've seen before from this guy. This is why. This is something I do every Monday, and it's a lot different than everything else. And we do have a whole slew of new people here today. So, welcome to the channel. I know that the rant video I made the other day on the Rings of Power kind of went viral, and we got a whole bunch of new traffic and new people here because of that. So, welcome on board. Hopefully, you've checked out all the other playlists here on YouTube. I am a little out of breath. Had to go out and get a galifon de agua. If you don't know what that is, it's just a big water bottle like the office waters for drinking water, and I just carried it up the stairs, so I'm a little winded. But here we are. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already done so and you are new here, make sure to subscribe to that channel, hit the bell icon, get all the updates that we do here, live streams and beyond. Join our Discord, and etc. Let's dive in. So I think first and foremost, that aforementioned video that I just talked about, yeah, I did a video last week on Rings of Power, which was a show that I was previously really hyped for. I'm now no longer hyped. I'll still watch it because Chris has never read the books, so she's not tied to the lore like I am. And I will watch it the same way I watched Wheel of Time. I will separate myself out of it because she's never read those books. She liked the show. I have a feeling she will like this show as well. I'd have to take myself out of it. But I can say with absolute certainty that I no longer have any interest in the show from a lore perspective. I'm interested to see how they can make the locations look. Like, I'm hoping that Numenor looks really cool. I'm hoping that we get to see the trees. There's lots of cool stuff that I'm hoping we get to see that doesn't get marginalized. But I haven't, everything I've seen so far from that Vanity Fair piece does not leave me inspired. The costumes look like shit. I don't care about, there's a bunch of racial stuff that people are putting into it, and I don't agree with any of that stuff. As my video was all about. I was more perturbed with the fact that the writers were like, we're gonna write the novel that Tolkien never wrote. You don't need to. No, that's unnecessary. It was already written. You just had to use that as an inspiration source and make an adaptation based on that. You didn't need to create a whole bunch of new characters just because. So anyway, that happened. Um, Saul Zaentz is selling their entire library of Middle Earth rights. I did a video on that. They've held those since 1976. So it's been 40 plus years and they're just now selling them. It has everything to do with the Amazon show coming out and the fact that, we're now they're looking at least $2 billion in sales from the rights. So we're going to see a whole bunch of new Tolkien stuff. That's in a video. Go check that out. I finished the second book in the Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny. I'm currently reading the third one, which is The Sign of the Unicorn. I did a review on that book, so you can check that out. The Guns of Avalon, that came out last week. We officially moved our gaming community into Lord of the Rings Online as of Thursday, the other day, so that's going full swing. Did a lot of streaming this week because we had Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Chris and I streamed Friday morning. I can't remember. Thursday morning, maybe it was like Thursday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. I don't think we did Friday. Or maybe we did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We skipped one day in there. There's a lot of streaming over the last few days. But now that we're in the new week, probably won't be too many streams. Obviously, our typical streams are Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights. We're going to be doing Lord of the Rings Online for the next few months with our gaming community. If you want to join that, links are in the Discord below. You can hang out with us there. Chris and I usually only stream once during the week, usually on a Tuesday or Thursday, so that might happen. Stay tuned for that. I've got a video coming up. I'm going to be doing an overview on Bard's Tale 4, which is an amazing RPG. I didn't play it when it came out because I was too busy with other stuff, but now that it's out, it's pretty damn amazing. I did stream it a couple weeks back. I've been playing it slowly on the Xbox. It's a lot of fun. It's just a really good turn-based, single player exploration, but all the combat is turn-based, and it's just the voiceovers are amazing, the music is amazing, the writing is really, really high quality. So I'll be doing a video about that game coming up. And what else we got going on? Trying to think of things related to my personal YouTube stuff. Oh, I'm midway through Cobra Kai, the most recent season, so I'll be trying to wrap that up maybe this week. I didn't watch, I think I only watched one episode this past week. Chris and I got our boosters on Wednesday of last week, our COVID boosters, and so we were kind of out of it Wednesday night. We didn't do a stand up for the Weave and the Void, but we did binge watch Boba Fett. And I will probably do a review of the Book of Boba Fett this week on YouTube. Give my thoughts on that. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. There were some things I didn't like. Some, I don't want to spoil anything in here. I'll save that for the review. But I mean, it was overall, it was good. It was unfortunate that the best episodes were the episodes with the Mandalorian in them. Um, but that was all just, basically them leading up to, hey, don't forget to remain subscribed because we've got season 3 of The Mandalorian coming and also the new Ahsoka show and the Obi-Wan show and all this other stuff. So there was lots of teasers in there and some other stuff just to promote their upcoming shows. But I think that Disney Plus is I'm glad that they've given those guys free rein because Dave Filoni is brilliant. I mean, he is the Padawan of George Lucas. He has now become the Jedi Master, and Jon Favreau is sort of working alongside him as a Jedi Knight. I would like to think less of a Padawan, more of a Jedi Knight. But those two guys together are producing really cool things for Star Wars. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. So I will do a review of the Book of Boba Fett. It was good. Like I said, we binge watched it all in one go. We just waited until it all came out, which means I now have to catch up on sometime this month. I need to catch up on the final season of The Expanse, and there's another show. Oh, the second half of the Masters of the Universe, second half of Arcane. I got a lot of shows that I got to catch up on. Oh, and the most recent season of Star Trek Discovery, which I think might be mid season right now, but I'll catch up on all that stuff hopefully by the end of February, because once we get into March, as I previously mentioned, Chris and I are moving. So at some point during March, early March, I'll be pre-recording a lot of videos for YouTube so that we've got those coming out because there's probably going to be about a week when we won't have internet at the new house. So we might not be streaming for about a week, but I'm hopefully going to be able to have videos coming out while we're in the downtime, as well as I'll be able to do shorts and stuff. But I probably won't be able to do any streams. It just depends on timing. We called yesterday, not yesterday. Yesterday was Friday, Thursday or Friday. We called. Excuse me, and we couldn't schedule an install over the phone. They want us to. We have to go in with the utility bill for the proof of address and everything. So Chris is going to be traveling there in early March. She's going to be doing a run to start getting services scheduled to be installed, but it's like 10 to 15 days. So she's going to go about a week ahead of schedule, come back here. We're going to meet with the movers, get everything moved, and then go. So there may be some downtime for about a week. Who knows? There might not be any downtime, but I'm anticipating 7 to 10 days of downtime. So I will be pre-recording a bunch of content for when that takes place. And in the meantime, I'll be doing YouTube shorts and stuff while we're on the road and getting moved and everything else. So there'll be at least one short coming out every day. Should be anyway. So stay tuned for all that stuff. I'm still a little hesitant. I'm a little nervous. I'm always nervous about internet when you get to a new location. Is it going to be is what they say it is? And every internet provider is different. I've been very happy with what we've had here in the city, but we're in the big city. We're in Mexico City, so and we're downtown, a block from the American Embassy. So like we're in downtown, heart of downtown. So having a 200 down, 200 up symmetrical connection for the past few years has been past 4 years, I guess. It's been very nice, and I'm not going to have that out in the countryside, but I should have, from what we have been told and everything else from the technicians out there, it should be good enough for us to keep doing what we've been doing. But my uploads are going to be quite a bit slower than what I'm used to, so we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I am looking forward to getting out of the city. We're moving out to where it's a lot hotter. It's tropical, and it is year-round 85 to 90 with the highs getting up around 95 during certain months, but it's year-round like 85. So it's warm. I will miss my sweater weather because I will not be wearing sweaters and hoodies and beanies and stuff out there. I'll be back to flip-flops and shorts and t-shirts the whole time. But it's going to be nice to be out. We're going to be out with Chris's family, so family barbecues and stuff like that. And I think I mentioned this last week's video. I'm ready to be gone from the city. I love the convenience of the city, but I'm tired of the concrete jungle and you can't, I mean, because of COVID, everything's shut down. You can't go to museums, you can't go to concerts, you can't go to restaurants. I mean, you can, but it's not the same as it was before, and it's just no fun. So it's kind of like, you know what? What's the point of being here? Really, the only benefit that we have of being here in the city is really good internet, and it's got a cooler climate. But um, I'm ready for countryside and being able to go out into the greenery and go on hikes and get the ruins of Palenque, within 30 minutes of the house. We go have picnics on Sundays and go up into the jungle and out into the forests and down, go river rafting and kayaking and all sorts of other stuff. So it's gonna be it's a transition, but I'm looking forward to it. And to be honest with you, it'll be nice. It's our own place, paid for, so no more rent, and start decorating the place how we want. And we can get animals for the first time in a long time. I haven't had a pet since 2006, I think was the last time I had pets. I had a golden retriever and two cats. That was the last time I had pets. Had those animals for a long time. Chris wants a dog. I want a cat. So you can probably expect to see some children showing up in future episodes once we get settled into the new place. We may or may not travel up to Missouri this year to visit my brother and hang out there. We're still discussing that. Some of that depends on, because we've got the tabletop books coming out in May, June, and we're supposed to start streaming that new campaign on the Twitch channel with our tabletop group at the same time. So we can't necessarily just willy-nilly go where we want. We have to time our trips and everything else. But as long as travel restrictions, as long as travel is back to normal, I don't necessarily want to go right now, not because of COVID per se, but because the the flying experience right now is absolute shit. I just don't want to have to deal with that. It's a chaos nightmare. People getting pulled off planes because they don't want to wear masks. Delays everywhere. Constantly, every time I turn around, there's an airline that's like canceling 600 flights. Like every single week, it's a different airline, and I have no desire to be a party to that. To be, at the whim of that happening. So we're not traveling right now. But if things go back to relative normal by the summertime, we might go up to the ranch for 4 or 5 months and start the tabletop campaign from there and just stream from there for a few months with my brother. So it remains to be seen. Um, I think that's all the catch up on shows and books and YouTube here. I may be hitting 1,000 followers soon. As of right now, I'm well over 900. That video has given me a huge spike in followers. I was anticipating another 3 months based on our current just about 80 to 90 people a month. We were figuring, hey, we still because it was at 750 basically, 747 I think, or no 744, I don't remember. Mid 740s when I published that video, and now we're up to like 930 I think when I recorded this video. So which is I'm pre-recording this on Sunday by the way, even though they come out on Monday for those of you who don't know. Um, so as soon as I hit 1,000, which may be tomorrow morning when I wake up, I don't know, I will do a 1,000 subscribers video, which is pretty amazing. Because we were anticipating that taking like maybe till the end of May. And it's happened like overnight, over the weekend with that one post. So we'll see how that goes. When that happens, obviously the big thing is you know, the channel I can apply for the YouTube Partner Program, which is going to be really interesting. Not for the monetization, which is a cool aspect later on down the road when we actually get a big enough following for that to mean something. But the most important thing is having YouTube actually start to promote my videos a little bit more once they have ads on them. That's the big thing that happens when you hit monetization or get the YouTube partner status. I've done this with a few channels for clients over the years, but I've never done it for myself. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how this does with my personal channel because, like I said, I've always done it for clients in the past, so I've not done it on my own. I know what it looks like after you get YouTube partner, but because I'm doing my own personal videos as opposed to brand videos, I'm not sure what that growth is going to look like after this happens. But it's always a good thing. So as soon as that happens, I'll make a video on it, and we'll talk more then. In the meantime, let's talk Weave and Void stuff. So if you're new here, if you're a returning subscriber, you already know the spiel. Fast forward a minute and a half if you'd like to. If you're new here, one of the things I talk about every week is obviously the progress that's being made on the Weave in the Void, which is the world map behind me. You actually can't see the Weave in the Void part, which is up here because I've got the camera at a weird angle and I've got it zoomed in. But the world of the Weave in the Void is what I'm working on with my brother and my wife. Um, and we are the Wandering Hermits LLC. And everything's being done through our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Wandering Hermits. And this week, we do our weekly stand-ups on Wednesday nights. This past week, we didn't. It was the first one we've missed, I think, in the whole year since we started the project in March of 2021. And the reason we missed it was because Chris and I had our COVID boosters, and we felt like absolute dog shit on Wednesday nights. So we said, nope, we're not going to do a meeting tonight. Um, but just a very quick update. Everything's moving ahead really good there. Just did a post Sunday, general update on things. Published chapter 12 last week. Chris is working on vertical images right now, which some of those are going to be for the interior of the source book and for the interior of the module, but we're also looking at having a couple of those be placeholder images for the pre-order editions of the tabletop books. So right now the only way to pre-order the books is to do a 4-month subscription on Patreon at the Dungeon Master tier, which is $15 a month. So it's $60 basically to pre-order those 2 books. And as part of your monthly subscription, you get access to all of the map packs and everything else that are being published on the Patreon. Normally those map packs are sold individually, so you're getting an additional slew of content included in the monthly subscription above and beyond just getting the digital copies of those 2 books. But we also want to get those up on the websites as standalone pre-orders. So you'll be able to just pre-order the source book or just order the module or order those both together in a package, discounted package. Um, Having those available as standalone things as well gives people more options to pre-order. So we'll have those up at some point in time. We're not in a rush for it because we have the Patreon and people can already pre-order. But eventually, as Chris gets more art done, we will have a couple of images to throw up. We did a mock-up last week in the patron Discord. So if you are a patron, don't forget to check that out in the Discord section. There's a couple of different mock-ups that we did with an existing vertical image that we have from her. It's not the image that we want to use, but it is a vertical image that we just threw in there for shits and grins. Excuse me. Chapter 13 will be out later in February. Probably, look at the calendar here, the 24th. I won't do it this week. It'll be next week. I'll probably work on the chapter this weekend or early next week and have it out for next week. But chapter 13 will be out next week. And in the meantime, this week I'm working on quests, side quests for Section 2 of the Escape from Parthana module, which is the section when the players get to go out and explore the city. I think that's the section when they can level up from level 2 to level 3. So the first module is level 1 to level 4, basically. It's technically a level 1 to level 3, but at the end there's the option to get them to level 4, or they can just level up at the very end. Depends on the dungeon master. But we're working on side quests right now, and then I've already got the maps done. Did the map packs a couple weeks ago, so encounters and stuff, that's all I'm working on right now. And again, wrapping up the module by the end of February, and then going into work on draft 2 of the source book. So, and then just in between there, getting lots of artwork from Chris over February into March, April. It depends on the move. And then we've also got Nathan Napalm. He had some family stuff come up, so we haven't got anything from him yet, but he's going to be doing some character art for us. So there's lots of stuff going on there. And to remind people again, we talked about this on the Patreon, and we talked about it in last week's or the week before in the stand-up. The chapters from February onward for the next couple few months are not going to have chapter art from Chris because she's spearheading. She's taking point and spearheading. My brain is not working right now. She's taking point and spearheading the move. Obviously, I do speak Spanish. I've been here 12 years, but she's Mexican, so I'm just letting her deal with all of the. And it was her decision. She was the one who wanted. She just let me deal with it. So I said, okay. So she's the one dealing with the moving company, getting all of her internet stuff shut off and everything else, while I continue to just run the Patreon and do everything else. And she's still doing artwork, but she's not doing chapter art right now, and she won't until we get finished and moved and everything else. So February and March, those 2 months definitely won't have any chapter art with the chapters, but we do obviously there's art. Um, chapters 1 through 10 all have artwork. Chapter 11 also had artwork, but chapter 12 does not. So chapters for this month and March will not have artwork. Maybe April. It just depends on what happens after we get moved. Because once we get moved in, as long as everything's set up good, then she'll be able to get back to doing chapter art on top of doing the tabletop artwork. But as of the meantime, we just made a decision to let her um, only focus on tabletop stuff as opposed to chapter art as well, because she's got to take care of all the moving details. So logistics are on her right now. That's on her agenda for the next couple weeks, all throughout February. Then we move, and then we're back to normal schedules. So, meantime, it's just chapters are coming out as a normal book chapter would with no artwork. It is what it is. Um, excuse me. The Etsy store, well, I think we decided we're just going to wait on that until we get moved, because there's too much logistical nightmare to try to get stuff shipped right now when we're in the middle of moving and everything else. So we're just stockpiling right now. We've got 3 miniatures finished, painting the fourth one right now. We've already got, I think there's six sketches that she's going to put up for sale and one painting. So those are physical items, that'll go up in the Etsy store. And then once we get set up, she made a request to start building her own art studio so that she can do more painting. She wants to do more physical painting as opposed to digital. She likes working in the digital medium, but she wants to be able to continue to do watercolor or acrylic paintings. And then we just take, a high res photo of that, put it into Paint Clip Studio, and render it out as a PNG for insertion into the book and stuff. But she likes working in the physical mediums. We've never had a studio here in the apartment that we have in Mexico City, so it's just always been she'll literally like put one of our big canvas sheets down on the bed and paint on top of that, or she'll do it on the floor. Um, but we've never had a lot of space for that, so we're going to be building her an art studio when we get to the new place. Um, so that'll be a work in progress. But flip side of that is you'll see all of those things will end up as for sale prints in the Etsy store for the Weave and the Void. So stay tuned for all that. We were going to have that up um, by the end of February. We said the end of January, and then we both got sick with COVID, so we said by the end of February. And then when we decided we were going to move, it was like, well, let's just wait until we're done moving, and then we'll worry about it, and then we'll start shipping stuff. So stay tuned for all that stuff. I'm 22 minutes in. I feel like this might be a quickie this week. Um, if you have not been following the Looking for More show, it's been great the last few weeks. Had some really good discussions happening. Um, this week coming up is going to be a lot of fun. We got another game that claimed fully funded. Love that term. I love it when indie developers use that term. We're fully funded, and they use that as a mockery of what fully funded really means, and that's really just them trying to use a marketing ploy of trust us, we have all the money we need to launch. And another game just folded this past week. Said they were fully funded back in September, completely folded, shut down the studio, and took all the money and ran. And said, "We're out of money. Can't do it anymore, folks. Sorry. 7 years or 6 years, or however long it took them, and now we're out of money, and we can't fulfill our obligations. All the funding's gone. Studio's shut down. Thanks for all the fish." It's just unfortunate. So we're going to be talking about that in this upcoming week, and some other stuff. It's been getting quite interesting. Um, my co-hosts have had some very interesting things to say about one of the past projects that I was involved with, and it's been very interesting to see the community's reaction to that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that's been coming out, um, that people are finding out about things now, and that's just the result of people doing their own investigative research and finding out the truth about things. And it's been a very interesting time to watch all that come to fruition without me having to have. I don't. I can't say anything in many cases because of legal reasons, and as much as I would like to say things about certain things, I can't. Um, so it's been great to see other people saying things and to see things being brought to light that other entities tried to hide from ever being seen, and to find that stuff coming out. It's been very interesting at the very least, to say it that way, to watch that play out and see how that unfolds, because let's just say it's been very interesting. And on that project, we'll be talking about that again in the future. I am definitely going to be continuing the book series and beyond. So stay tuned for all that. But that's going to be post Weave in the Void stuff, because we're neck deep in this stuff right now. Um, so yeah, I think that's going to be a wrap for today. That'll be a quickie, 25-minute episode. So welcome to all the new people. Thanks for following along. Thanks for watching the streams. Thanks for all the new follows on YouTube, subscriptions, and all that other stuff. If you've gotten to this point and you haven't already done so, do subscribe. Like the video if you like it. Make sure to hit the bell icon to get updates for future stuff. If you haven't ever watched any of these episodes, this is episode 50 something, 53 maybe? I really don't even know what episode this is. It's like, I think it's 53. I think it's 53. If it's not, forgive me. The number will be in the title. You can check out the past episodes here on YouTube, and of course, check out all the other playlists. It has been very heavily Lord of the Rings focused for the past 6 or 7 days. That is not always the case. You'll see coming up this week, we're going to have the Book of Boba Fett. We're going to have this show. We've got Bard's Tale 4. There's other stuff that's happening on this channel above and beyond Lord of the Rings stuff, I promise. But if you're new here, you might not have had a chance to sink your teeth into all this other stuff yet. So good luck with that. Hope you have fun. And again, if everybody wants to know more about the world of the Weave of the Void here, don't forget to check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/Wandering Hermits. Wandering Hermits being myself, my brother, and my wife, Chris and Joey, respectively. I might have said that in reverse. Chris is my wife, Joey is my brother. Um, and check all that stuff out. You can get in for $3 a month, which is a great subscription cost in my mind. It's a cheap way to support what we're doing here on YouTube. You can buy me a cup of coffee. You also get access to all the book chapters at the $3 a month price, and then of course you can go from there and pre-order the tabletop books or the point and click game. So if we don't see you here in another day or two, or in the next stream or the next video, hopefully we'll see you over in Discord, and if not over in Discord, over on Patreon, one way or the other. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks everybody for their support, for hanging out for the last 27, almost 28 minutes. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see everybody next time.